It's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the Arizona Cardinals, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
On a spot of land that was once desert, now stands the city of Glendale, and a building filled to the brim with fans, State Farm Stadium. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And away we go in Glendale. Here's Greg Dortch with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Cardinals now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, man, he is at his best when he's playmaking. When his athleticism, that dual threat nature comes to life, that is when he is typically a defense's worst nightmare.
Running to start this drive with Connor. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 29. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Now Murray on the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
So on fourth down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So we'll see the Broncos offense now for the first time. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach third down.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Now Nix on third down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. Brings it in at the 12. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Cardinals will have to start from deep within their own territory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play action now, Murray. Buys time, rolling right. And this one doesn't go far.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on 3rd. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Cardinals out for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Broncos get set to take over. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send a tight end in motion. On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 6 yards on the play and enough for a 1st.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Nix from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On third down, here's Nix. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix finds him over the middle. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. Running right, it's Williams. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. This one goes for 3 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know what I like about a 2nd and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a 1st down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. Time for our 2nd quarter. Let's see if the Broncos can capitalize in the red zone. On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's a gain of 5, and he's just short. So that's 3rd and less than a yard.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he's in for the touchdown. The Broncos get the game's first points here in the 2nd. Goal line formation, a give to the fullback powering forward. Is that Lorenzo Neal? That Tom Rathman down there, Brock? It doesn't get more old school smash mouth than that.
Yeah, I think you could go back to the early 1900s with no face masks and still find that play, that formation, and yes, sometimes even that touchdown.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. DJ Dallas now to return it. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Arizona offense ready to get things going again. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
First and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Murray. Into the hands of Michael Wilson. And that's good for a gain of 5. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Handoff goes to Connor, running left. Along the sideline, past midfield. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Kyler throwing here. Completed over the middle. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Looking slant route, complete. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Sent down by Cody Barton.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Right back to Connor. And he's down into the red zone. This run gets to the 18. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
From the 18 on 2nd down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A nice gain of 8 there, and it brings them to 1st and goal.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Trying to run it in, Connor is in for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. It's a James Conner touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Matt Prater for the point after try. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cardinals tie this game 7-7. Now Prater on to send it away. Marvin Mims now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Denver ready for another offensive possession. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drop. It's Williams. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Glendale. And it's the Broncos, needing 8 on 3rd down. Here's Nix. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Finds Mims. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. So after the penalty yardage marked off, here's 1st and 10. Now Nix. Pass taken in by Sutton. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Williams is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos get some late points and the lead. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7.
Cardinals 7.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Dortch now to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Cardinals and running back James Conner headed back to the field. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the half. That's enough time to put something together. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Murray. Short pass brought in. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Kyler to throw. That pass is complete to McBride. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Kyler looking to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. The Cardinals are going to use the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Second and 3 now. From the 42. Makes the connection to James Conner. And he works this to the 38 before going down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
A 55-yard attempt.
It's no good. It had the leg, but his aim wide right. And the deficit stays at 7.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Back to throw it. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. We've reached the midway point of this one, and the visiting Broncos taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll send you to our studios in Orlando and Jonathan Coachman for a look around the league with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with a solid first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. Offense ready to begin this drive, first and 10. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Straight ahead with Williams. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Nix off the play action. He puts some power on a deep one left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Play action with Nix. To the sideline, catch secured. Wow, he made that one look easy for the first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Complete out to the right. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. 16 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap to Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Bronk, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos double their lead to 14.
Cardinals 7.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away.
For the Broncos.
Dortch now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Cardinals returning their offense and this running back to the field. Their work really cut out for him now, partner, to follow up that touchdown and get things back to a one-score game. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
From the 36. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll get it up to the 44. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
I'm sure coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Murray here on 1st down. He's got him. That's McBride. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, Murray. Completed over the middle. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Sent down by Cody Barton.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Short side option here. He's running left. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Riley Moss with that tackle.
And that's a pretty modest pickup for a QB keeper. On a traditional handoff, you'll take that yardage, but those QB keepers, so many times, they're really designed, Kate, for chunk plays in my double digits, and they nearly got it there.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Connor on the inside give. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Going to the ground again on 1st. Has a big hole left. And he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels, and right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Shotgun handoff to Connor. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. So they'll have some time to prepare for 3rd and goal. We're at the end of our 3rd quarter. It's Cardinals ball, and they could use a score. They come into the 4th trailing. So now, here's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals now within 1 score in the 4th. Trey McBride, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. Defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Prater on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cardinals chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's Smith on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Broncos offense all set to go. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They send him left out of the slot. Williams now on 1st and 10. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stay on the ground with Williams. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. New set of downs for him at the 38. Right back to Williams on 1st down. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Another run for Williams. And he's tackled for a short gain. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Got 46 on his first punt, so this one's pushing a little more distance. Secures this at the 17. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Cardinals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here's 2nd and 5. McBride hauls it in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. The 1st down carry for Connor. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be 3rd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. Taken in by Harrison. He does it. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals now trail by just a point in the 4th. Marvin Harrison Jr. with the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Smith on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So here comes the Bronco offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. A handoff to Williams. And he's brought down after a short gain. They pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. 3rd down coming up. It's the 2-minute warning from Glendale. Broncos don't want to see this one go to overtime. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. He's back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. He'll look to throw it. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Looking to throw it. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. The Cardinals deciding to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Williams. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal. Give to Williams from the gun. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal, but you do have to ask the question, did they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Dallas with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams and Kyler Murray set to take over. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Completed to his running back. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36 with 2nd and short. Back to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
It is cut left side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. So the Broncos ride out of here with a win on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Glendale.